7:26 on WENZ. Time now for high school basketball doubleheader action. Our first contest features Johnstown. The Sir Bills hosting the Spartans of Scotia, and that will be followed by Gloversville hosting LaSalle. This is Class B tournament action. Tom Roll will bring you the second half of our doubleheader on tape delay, but right now we go live to Johnstown High School to Alex Isabel and Mike Collar for high school basketball on the sports station, AM 1340, WENZ.
Thank you, Tim. This game is coming to you from the Sir Bills Den in Johnstown, live on the sports station, where for the sixth time in 9 years, and 7 in the last 10, to be honest, the Johnstown Sir Bills get a home game in the first round of the Section 2 Class B tournament. They face the Scotia Tartans, who have a record of 5 wins and 15 losses and have lost 11 straight games. Mike Collar's with me, and Mike, let's get the cliches out of the way about second season. Everybody starts 0-0 and all that.
I don't know, we haven't heard of that much so far, Alex, but I was just looking at the Johnstown crowd, and we talked about it 10 or 15 minutes ago. It's a late arriving crowd. The Scotia Tartans, their crowd is just coming around. Johnstown has filled their part. Both sides are on the court, and I tell you, we talked to the Scotia coach before the ball game, and he's very optimistic coming into this one.
James Gemite, second-year coach. Greg Olson was a longtime coach at Scotia, and we saw a couple of his teams take on Johnstown teams in past years. Scotia was 5-4 at one time this year, and then lost their last 11 games. And when they were at 5-4, Gemite was talking contender in the Suburban Council Gold Division. He actually said things like, the kids said to themselves before this game, a 72-69 win in Niskayuna, this is where we make our stand. This is a focal point of our season, and they made a decision to play physical, hard-nosed basketball. Well, one can ask if they then decided to get beat by margins of between 13 and 34 in 9 of their next 10 games, but they have been competitive at times this year with a 5-4 record at one point. Their last game was a double overtime loss to the defending Class B champion, Mahonison. So at times this team can play, especially when Chris Rogers is going. Rogers is a 1,000-point scorer, 23 points a game on the season.
It's funny, we talked to the coach before the ball game. We said Chris Rogers has got to be one of the most talented ball players in Section 2, and the coach very nicely said, just think baseball is his favorite sport. He can't wait to basketball almost to get over with. And, of course, with the snow out there, it's going to be kind of hard. But the one thing the Scotia coach, Gemite, said before the ball game, which I thought was kind of interesting, was the competition that he's playing in the Suburban Council. It relates to Amsterdam, almost like playing in the Big Ten.
Yeah.
Amsterdam plays those schools, and then they go down to Class B. And the coach thinks that Scotia's competition during the year is going to help them a little bit in the sectionals.
That's an issue every year, Mike, and that's the reason why Gloversville had no chance against Mount Pleasant that one year and still beat them. So that's one of my pet peeves, but we'll talk about that maybe at halftime. Yesterday morning, our morning man Steve Savage played the song Kind of a Drag, and that oldie fits the last couple of weeks of this high school basketball season. Johnstown with the tough losses at home, Foothills Council title got away. Gloversville's inability to beat the dregs in the league, Hudson Falls and Glens Falls. Hudson Falls they lost to at home. They hope to straighten that stuff out tonight when they host LaSalle in our second game of our doubleheader. And the unthinkable cancellation, or most likely cancellation, of a Johnstown-Gloversville game because of all the snowouts and all the fractured schedule they've had the last couple weeks. The playoffs couldn't start soon enough, and they're now here.
Don't I remember an announcer for this radio station saying before the Gloversville-Johnstown game that a little snow is not going to affect these two schools? Unfortunately, Alex didn't think we were going to get 12 inches.
No, they got a little bit more than a little, but to cancel that game makes you know what's been going on these last couple of weeks. Hopefully the playoffs will get things going for the two local teams, and we'll soon see, because our coverage will begin. It's the opening tip after these messages.
Quality and service since 1918. That's Johnstown Dodge Chrysler Plymouth, where customer satisfaction isn't everything. It's the only thing. One visit and you'll agree the customer is important at Johnstown Dodge Chrysler Plymouth. Whether you're buying a new or used car or truck or renting a car for business or pleasure, you're invited to test drive the all-new Intrepid at Johnstown Dodge Chrysler Plymouth, 224 West Main Street, just across from the county building in the heart of downtown Johnstown.
When the The people at GTE told Nike how a voice and fiber optic data network would not only enhance customer service operations and productivity, but actually help them run faster. Do you know what they told us?
Just do it!
Customized communications networks from GTE, where the power is on.
Let it snow. John Deere snow removal equipment from KC Canary makes winter easy to handle. Reliable walk-behind snowblowers are built to handle heavy snow conditions. For moderate snowfall, there is always the snow throwers, and tractor and front mower owners can maximize productivity with easy-to-attach John Deere snow removal equipment. Blowers, throwers, blades, there's a John Deere to solve every snow removal problem at KC Canary, Route 5S Fultonville, and Route 29 Broad Albin.
Downhill skiers, here's great news. Oak Mountain is now open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 to 4 with 4 feet of fresh new snow. And Oak is affordable, only $13.50 for an all-area adult ticket. Sign up for ski lessons, take a break in the cafeteria. Let the little kids enjoy the nursery. Oak Mountain, Route 30 Speculator. Open every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 9 to 4. For latest ski conditions, call 548-7311. 548-7311.
Back at Johnstown, Alex Isabel with Mike Powell. The inimitable Brett Bartholomew on the PA system giving the lineups for the last time this year. Johnstown's last home game, of course.
He's got a future, I think, at Madison Square Garden, doesn't he?
He's got that booming voice. Bob Abdallah, Mark Wilson, Dan Ruggieri, Tim Corbett, and Rich Willard, the starting lineup. For Scotia, Jason Lewis, a 6-foot junior. Ryan Birch, 5'10", junior. Jeremy Crystal, 6'2", senior. Andrew Negus, 5'7", junior. And Chris Rogers, the star of the team, 5'11", senior. And Nicole Buckner on the national anthem. I haven't heard this, Mike. Where do you catch this act? Nicole's family is listening. I taped that, and if you ever want to get a recording of that, just contact the station.
How high can she get?
Is it live or is it Memorex?
Unbelievable. Nice voice.
Okay, Johnstown 11-8, Scotia 5-15. And we talked about Rogers, a 23-point-a-game scorer. One of the several reasons that Johnstown might not take this team seriously enough is that Rogers is in a scoring slump of late, only 16 and 13 in his last 2 games. And it's always a fear when you have a good team playing a weak team in the first round at home that you might not take the opponent seriously enough.
It's going to be kind of interesting to see how Scotia does come out. If they're going to be patient on offense and try to run with Johnstown or just try to get into a deliberate game. First few moments, I think, are going to be very important.
Generally a high-scoring team. Tap between Rich Willard and Jason Lewis goes out of bounds, and no one seems to know who it belongs to. Refs now say Scotia ball. The Tartans are dressed in maroon with white numbers. Serbil's in the home white with the purple numbers and gold trim. Inbounds to Chris Rogers, and his bounce pass goes to Andrew Negus, who's the point guard. Negus is guarded by Mark Wilson in a man-to-man. Bounce pass left wing Jason Lewis, double-teamed. Starts a drive. Abdallah ties him up, and the possession will go to Johnstown. And the Serbil's aggressive on defense on the first possession.
Nice play by Abdallah to come up and tie the Scotia ball player with the ball. There's 7:46 left, and Johnstown has the ball.
Mark Wilson handles the ball handling shores so adroitly. Goes to the right corner to Dan Ruggieri, back to Wilson. 2-3 zone for the Tartans open. They don't play very good defense. They've given up 70, 80 points quite often. Ball tipped away. Abdallah gets it. He's in the lane, out to Wilson. Wilson on a dribble, left side Ruggieri. Wide open for three. No good. Long rebound. He chases it, but it goes to Jeremy Crystal for Scotia. Now in the forecourt, Chris Rogers. He fires the long three with the left hand, and it's good. And that's the type of ball player Chris Rogers is. That was a 22-footer, nothing but the bottom of the net. And one thing you worry about is a guy like this going for 40 or 45 on a given night. He hasn't done that this year as high as 32, but it could happen any time. Wilson down low, Ruggieri lays it up and in. On the cut, they've done that all year. 3-2 Scotia. Fans sit down, Negus brings it up, Wilson on him. And Wilson runs into a hard pick. Negus shoots no good. Willard the rebound. Hard pick by Ryan Birch, who's a tough football player, as we recall. Good dish from the fast break to Ruggieri from Wilson. And Dan lays it in 4-3 Johnstown.
Ruggieri's been the recipient of 2 nice passes on the way back.
Rogers double team, driving, pulls up and shoots. Good. Chris Rogers 5, Dan Ruggieri 4. They could get into a scoring duel.
He's coming out of his slump very nicely, huh?
Yeah. Well, again, you worry about guys like that. You know how good they are. Ruggieri right side, holds the ball over his head. High post Abdallah, left wing Wilson. On the floating pass to Ruggieri, around 2 men, lost his balance, threw it out to Abdallah, who saved it nicely. Now he's double teamed in the right corner, and he took an extra dribble after he stopped. That's a turnover. Ball, man-to-man pressure, and Jason Lewis on the left side to beat it. Down low to Birch, over the right side. The shot by Crystal is no good. Wilson way up for the rebound. Long lead to Ruggieri, who chased it down right side. Defense back, out to Wilson. In the low post, Corbett bags. Nobody's fouled. It rolled off every inch of the rim. Corbett with that head and shoulder fake. He's perfected down low. And the call on Ryan Birch, his first foul of the game.
Because Johnstown is trying to get the ball inside a little bit, and with 5:40 remaining in the first quarter. You know, it's funny, when Scotia was out here before the game, the name you kept on hearing was Ruggieri. They were very concerned about him.
Well, Jebete scouted the Ballston Spa game, and he was impressed with Ruggieri and Abdallah and Willard. Corbett makes the first foul shot. Tim averages 9.5 points a game on the season, 5-5 the score. Johnstown might score a lot of points tonight. Corbett misses the second, and the rebound to Jeremy Crystal. In the last 10 games, Scotia's average giving up 76 points a game. Driving all the way to score is Jason Lewis. His first 2. He averages 10 a game. The only other player on this team that supports Rogers in the scoring column. And it's 7-5 Scotia leading. 5:23 left first quarter. Here, this time they double team the lob to Ruggieri, knock it away and steal it. Rogers down the right side. Ruggieri picks him up. Rogers takes it to the middle. Double teamed, off to Crystal, back to Rogers. Fires the three, rims the basket, on a foul on the rebound on Abdallah, who knocked over Ryan Birch.
Right, and that's going to be Abdullah's first foul of the ball game. Seems like Scotia's coming down, and they are taking their time putting the shot up, and then Johnstown just, Scotia's collapsing. And Johnstown's offense so far is working.
Inbounds left corner to Negus, out to Rogers. Now left corner to Lewis, over Corbett for 3. Nobody's knocked to the floor by the flying Corbett, and he'll get 3 foul shots. Seeing a lot of that lately.
That's a tough one to take. Corbett picks up his first personal foul with 5:01 to go in the first period. Scotia now huddling at the top of the key.
Lewis has had 11 double-figure games this year. Rogers was in doubles all 20, and the whole rest of the team combined adds up to 19 double-figure games. It's basically a one-man squad, but Lewis does score from time to time. First one's good. He gets 2 more on this situation. 8-5 Scotia. We mentioned the 2 playoff games played in the mid-'80s. Both times Johnstown came in as a heavy favorite with far better records. They won the first game by 2 points, the second one by 5. So don't automatically expect a blowout here tonight.
No, and our fans can remember the former Scotia coach of years back, Greg Olson.
He's here watching. Lewis missed the second, but makes the 3rd foul shot, so he gets 2 of the 3. 9-5, Scotia leading. Well, in that one game in '85, he stalled and kept the game close throughout. In fact, they led by 10 points a couple of times, and Johnstown finally broke through and won it 44-42. Wilson driving, almost walked. Most people thought he did. Abdella out to Ruggieri, double teamed, down low, and a foul. It's on Corbett pushing to get the ball as the pass was going to be stolen by Birch. Corbett now has two quick ones.
Corbett was trying to fight through the traffic to get the ball and not in time, and now Johnstown is going to have some substitutions. Derek Roy is in the ball game. Hans List is another one in the ball game.
Well, this is an early sign that Jack Dunlap isn't happy with the early effort, putting 3 subs in quickly.
And we can't forget his son, Kirk Dunlap, being in the ball game.
Right corner, Crystal to Rogers. Fakes over Ruggieri, now fires the 3. Long, and the rebound to Ruggieri. Actually, the shot was short, took a long rebound. Ruggieri brings it up now to Dunlap. Back to Ruggieri, right corner, Derek Roy. And they'll pass it around the perimeter. Ruggieri way out straight away. Right wing, Roy. Back to Ruggieri. He'll shoot the 3 way off the mark and taken by Lewis, and a reach-in foul on Johnstown on Willard, I believe.
That is Willard's first and Johnstown's fourth team foul in the first period.
Timeout, Sir Bills. 4:06 left first quarter. With the score, 9-5 Scotia. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for a mortgage, see the professionals at City National Bank. Hi, this is Larry Peck. If you're buying property, listen to these rates. 5-year fixed with 25-year amortization, 7 3/4%, no points. Biweekly payments available on fixed rate loans. 1-year adjustable, 20-year mortgage, 6% APR, no points. For more information, see the City National office near you, downtown Gloversville and 5th Avenue near the Arterial, in Johnstown, near the corners of Routes 29 and 30A and Bridge Street, Northville. Member FDIC and an equal housing lender.
Johnstown, Jack Dunlap didn't have too much to say to his team. He sent him out of the huddle quick. I don't think he's very happy.
Sometimes that's the best way to handle it.
Yeah, maybe. It's 9-5 Scotia. Jack was afraid because of all those snowouts that the team wouldn't be able to focus on Scotia because they'd have too many games played in too short a period of time. Well, the Gloversville game being canceled erased that fear, but there's always, again, the fear that you're not taking your opponent seriously enough in the early going. And Scotia does have an early lead with the ball. Rogers way out. 3-2 zone Sir Bills on this possession. Negus now controls and gives it off to Rogers and back to Negus. In the right wing, Ryan Birch across to Lewis. One dribble, stuck with it, now off to Negus, and he walks. He saw an opening on the left baseline, but he was too anxious.
You see more basketball players making that mistake, and it's really a mental mistake. They just want to get off to a fast start, and they start traveling. Right now, Johnstown's coming down court.
Trailing by 4, Ruggieri, right corner, Roy, down low, Litz off his leg, stolen by Lewis. Lewis in a hurry. Lewis 1-on-3, takes it all the way, scoops it up, almost got it, drew a foul. James Gemete happy about that. He's a scholarly-looking guy with glasses. Litz the foul, his first 5 on Johnstown already in the first quarter, halfway through.
Coach Gemete's got to be very happy the way his Tartans are playing.
And 2 free throws for Lewis. This team was getting blown out just about every time in that 11-game losing streak, but their last game was a double overtime loss, and they might have got some of their early season spunk back. Lewis rimmed out the first foul shot.
And they may be playing a little more relaxed since they really have nothing to lose. Coming in here with 5-15 record, they are the underdog.
Second one is off the back rim, rebound Dunlap. Now Ruggieri down the right side to Dunlap. Left wing, Willard. And in the left corner, Derek Roy looks inside, doesn't have it. Back to Ruggieri, and now Dunlap. He wants to float it and now shoots the 3. Off the rim, rebound to Scotia's Lewis. Johnstown 0 for 3 from three-point range. Rogers driving. Rogers off the rim, no foul called as he tried to avoid Litz instead of bumping into him, and the rebound went to Kirk Dunlap. And Litz obviously bothered that shot just by trying to draw the charge. Good defense. Now in the forecourt, Willard to Dunlap straight away. Holds it to Willard, left side in the post, knocked away by Birch. Several steals now in this first quarter for Scotia. Rogers comes up with it.
So far, Johnstown committing several turnovers that I know Jack Dunlap doesn't like, and Scotia's doing a good job on the boards.
Well, Scotia's played zone throughout, and the man-to-man defense is what Johnstown usually burns. Lewis for 3, rims out, Willard the rebound. So Scotia could have built up a bigger lead, but they haven't done that. Now Dunlap, high post to Ruggieri, right corner Roy. Back to Ruggieri. Little matchup in this 2-3 zone. Lillard chased out by Rogers. Left corner Roy shoots. Air ball, and Negus comes up with it. Both teams freezing cold right now. Rogers beats Roy, now hands it off to Birch. Top of the key, Lewis. Back to Rogers. Roy on him. In the 3-2 zone, the players shifting around. Left corner to Lewis. Back to Rogers. Right wing to Negus. And now Lewis thinks about the three, doesn't shoot it. Back to Rogers, way out. Negus again, top of the key, right corner. And now down low, Birch bumps into Ruggieri, offensive foul on Birch. Very negligible contact, but not much argument. Second foul on Birch. He'll come out, and Garth Townley, a 6-foot junior who has had a 21-point game and a couple other good scoring games this year, will come in.
That was Scotia's, they were most patient on that one, and unfortunately they came up empty. Usually they come down and they take about 10 seconds to shoot the ball.
Abdella back in and Wilson for Johnstown, new backcourt, the starting backcourt. And Corbett also into the starting five. Corbett has good position, takes the pass, misses the shot, draws the foul. Wilson nicely set him up in the middle of the zone.
First foul on Garth Townley.
Well, that's 3 fouls on that position because he came in for Birch, who had committed 2.
And
Corbett was 1 for 2 on his last trip, and he'll try 2 shots here. And the first one's good. He's a 60% foul shooter on the season. 9-6, Scotia leading. 1:19 left first quarter on WENT. Corbett again. He dips. He shoots. It's around and in. Full court pressure. Ruggieri steals, leads Abdella with the left hand. No good. Taken down by Townley, and Abdella reaches in and fouls him in frustration. Press worked to perfection, but Abdella got a bad break on the roll and didn't make the layup.
A little frustration on that part, right? Abdella's second. Well, after he missed the layup, he got a little frustrated and reached in. Right now, Scotia will have the ball out of bounds.
Now he comes out, and Dunlap back in, storming on the court. Lewis out of control and lost the ball out of bounds after plowing into Corbett. They were generous. They could have called him for the offensive foul. Chris Burmaster, a 5'8 junior, who they list as 24, but is really wearing 42, has come into the game for Scotia. Johnstown's ball, they can tie. 1 minute left first quarter. Wilson right side to Dunlap, now to Lillard, way out. Left corner Ruggieri, turnaround jumper off the rim. Corbett the rebound, throws it out to Dunlap. Fakes around a man, shoots, he's got it. First 2 for Kirk Dunlap, and we're tied at 9. Steal by Wilson on the pressure. Dishing to Ruggieri, to the basket, up and in. 6 first quarter points for Ruggieri, and the press bothering Scotia. Lob to Burmaster, he's double teamed, but he gets it down the court to Lewis. Lewis left side. Lewis throws it out to Burmaster. Back to Lewis, left wing 3 is no good. Tough rebound, Willard. Now to Wilson, fast break to Ruggieri, having trouble controlling it, throws it out to Willard, the trailer, and the shot is good. That was well done by Ruggieri, kept his cool.
That even got Jack Dunlap up from the bench.
13-9, now Rogers dribbles through the whole press. Dishing off to Eric Center, a substitute in the game, and he makes it. He's a 6'3 junior, tallest player on the Tartans, and a last-second desperation 3 doesn't go. Quarter's over. After 1, it's Johnstown 13, Scotia 11, and we'll be right back.
Quality, service, dependability. These are some of the reasons Robison & Smith is considered the area's finest dry cleaners. A proud tradition of customer service and community involvement for over 3/4 of a century. The people at Robison & Smith pledge to continue this commitment, always there when you need them. Robison & Smith, professional dry cleaners and launderers, 335 North Main Street, Gloversville, and 479 North Ferry, Johnstown.
Back live in Johnstown, I'm Alex Isabel with Mike Collar. Tom Rolls in Gloversville have the tape-delayed version of the first-round sectional game between LaSalle and Gloversville later. Here it's first-round sectional action between Scotia and Johnstown, and the Surbills lead 13-11 after 1 quarter.
In the first quarter, Alex Dan Ruggieri led the Surbills with 6 points. Tim Corbett had 3 points on the foul line. Kirk Dunlap and Rich Willard each had 2 apiece. You know, the one nice thing about this Gloves of Johnstown games, if they both win tonight, obviously, that should end the whole.
Yeah, one of those old-fashioned Gloversville Johnstown doubleheaders. Scotia has the ball to start the second quarter. Chris Rogers, their star player, had 5 points in the first quarter. Tricky dribbles, shoots the short jumper, and got it. 7 now for Rogers, and the game tied at 13, and Scotia scored 4 straight after Johnstown ran off 8 straight. Ruggieri right corner to Wilson. Now to Dunlap straight up. Left wing Willard. Olsen gives it back to Wilson. Behind Willard's pick, takes it to the basket. Misses the shot, batted up by Litzno and taken down by Lewis. In a hurry down the left side, the defense back, so he pulls it up smartly. They left them open, so he fires, misses, high rebound. It's the top of the backcourt. No call, taken down by Lewis himself. Now Rogers for 3. No good short. Burmaster to rebound. And they'll try a third shot here. And a whistle, no, they won't. It went foul away from the ball. A 3-second violation on Scotia.
Scotia's not afraid to take that 3-point shot, are they?
No, they've 1 for 7 tonight. On the season, they made 45 of them with Rogers 28 or 27. He made his 28th early in the game. Johnstown's ball, Dunlap to Willard. 3-2 zone, Rogers all over Willard. Wilson right wing, can't penetrate. Gets it back to Dunlap and Willard. This is a matchup zone. Here's a hip check by Birch, fouling Ruggieri. That's 3 on Ryan Birch. He only averages 4.6 a game, but he's a tough defender. And he's going to be out of there now with 3 fouls.
That was a very aggressive play by Dan Ruggieri. He drove the baseline, and Scotia just got a little bit too aggressive on the play. Birch picks up the foul.
Well, James Gemete making no moves to substitute. The inbound's almost thrown away. Wilson now with it. So Dunlap for 3. Rims out. Knocked out of bounds. Last touch by Rogers. So Johnstown will get another try. In the game for Scotia is Chris Stankovic, a 5'11 senior, and now Birch will come out. And he won't see him the rest of the half. Wilson looking, gets it into Ruggieri, left wing, hands it back to Wilson. He'll dribble it out to the point. Box and 1 now for Scotia. Wilson shoots over and drains it, his first 2. They have Rogers on Willard all the time. Everybody else in the box in that particular situation. Interesting defense. Driving is Lewis, and the short shot is good. He has 6, and we're tied at 15.
Well, you mentioned that Chris Rogers and Jason Lewis are the top 2 scorers, and they got everything but 2 points.
In fact, they've been in this box quite a bit now that I think about it, and that's interesting that they would give Willard that much attention. See if Johnstown can exploit this. Ruggieri to Dunlap. They'll have to shoot better from the outside. Rogers almost steals from Willard. Now down the right baseline, Ruggieri has trouble, controls, gets it out to Dunlap, now Wilson. He's open, he drives, dumps it off to Willard, to the basket, up and in. That time Willard lost Rogers on the give and go. 17-15 Johnstown. Heavy pressure on Rogers, but he beats it. Down the right side to Lewis, back to Rogers. Behind it, back on the drive, over Litz. No good. Tipped up, no. Fought for. Litz knocked to the floor, no call, and Willard gets it. Litz really fighting for it. Now 3-on-2 break. Wilson, no look past the Dunlap. Takes it to the basket. Scores, and he's fouled. He was undercut, knocked to the floor, and made the short jumper anyway.
That was a nice drive by Dunlap, and now he'll go to the foul line for 1 shot.
Jason Lewis committed the foul. Andrew Negus back in for Scotia, and for the 3-point play, Kirk Dunlap. And he's got it. He has 5 in the game for Johnstown. First appearance for Dave Samek, the 6-foot junior. Lewis driving off the long inbounds pass. And this pass to Crystal. Shot is rejected with emphasis by Mark Wilson. And he's done that several times this year. Well, out of bounds, and Scotia will play it in from underneath. Burmaster out to Lewis, right corner for 3. No good, long rebound. Lewis chases it down the left side. Good hustle. Now he beats Wilson's steal attempt. Shoots, no good. Ruggieri the rebound. And a foul on Scotia trying to steal it in the backcourt. 5 minutes, 13 seconds left in the second quarter.
Looks like the foul's on 34, Chris Stankwitz.
Couple of quick substitutes now for Scotia. They're going to put Eric Zenner back in. Also, Garth Townley. They saw brief action earlier, and Rogers, who took a very short rest, comes in. Burmaster, Lewis, and Stankovic take seats. 16 fouls now on Scotia. Each team will be in the bonus from here on in this half. Wilson to Ruggieri, right corner. Back to Wilson. And now Dunlap, Dave Samek left wing. Now it's a 1-3-1 zone for Scotia. They're changing defenses quite often. Haven't played man-to-man yet. They know better. Johnstown will kill that. Right corner, Ruggieri, back to Wilson. Has room, shoots the right wing jumper. Off the back rim, high rebound, and it goes to center. Almost stolen by Ruggieri, but Negus comes up with it. Negus left side. Across the court, stolen by Dunlap. Kirk 1-on-2. Takes it all away and misses the layup and rebounded by Rogers. Rogers dribbles between three men. They knock it loose. Wilson tries to steal it out of bounds. Last touch by Rogers. And how many times has Mark Wilson done stuff like that this year?
And Johnstown is picking up their game, and Bob Abdullah is now back in the ball game for the Sir Bills. And there's a timeout on the court.
And Scotia, who's getting a little flustered out there, called it. 4:29 left second quarter. 20-15 Sir Bills. Let's take a break.
There are many reasons for needing insurance, and Burton Agency can satisfy them. We have the insurance to cover your home, auto, boat, business, life, health, whatever you need to insure. Burton Agency is the place you'll find the right coverage at the right price.
You can always count on us. We'll be there when you need us most. Our people make the difference.
Burton Agency in Gloversville, serving this area since 1890.
High school basketball, sectional style on WENT, Gloversville, Johnstown, New York, the sports station. 20-15 Sir Bills lead, 4:29 left second quarter.
Johnstown got off to a little slow start, but now they're picking it up. And in the last 2 or 3 minutes, you have really seen them play a much spirited ball game. And Mark Wilson's all over this court, isn't he?
Well, he is every game. He's an amazing player. He'll take the inbounds pass. Again, a 1-3-1 for Scotia. Litz down low, out to Wilson. Lost control, knocked loose. Dunlap able to come up with it. One dribble for Kirk off to Samek. Open left wing jumper, no good. Litz over everybody for the rebound. They had to knock it out of bounds. Good position by Hans Litz, and Johnstown will keep it. Wilson will toss it in. It's a down low to Litz. Turnaround. Yes, and it counts, and a foul. And the ball spiked in anger by Garth Townley, because that was very poor defense by Scotia on that possession.
That was a very nice play by Hans Litz of Johnstown. And with 4:12 left to go in the second quarter, Johnstown extending their lead now, 22-15, and Litz will try to make it a three-point play. Told you when Jack Dunlap got these guys in the huddle on that timeout and didn't say a word, that was the best medicine.
May well be. Litz completes the three-point play. Almost, there is a steal by Abdullah. Can he save it? He does to Wilson. Wilson fancy over the shoulder and threw it away. Got a little carried away there. Turnover Johnstown. And Dan Ruggieri will come right in for him. And Jack Dunlap says a couple of things to him. But he'll put Mark right back in there. They can't have him out too long. Pressure in the backcourt, almost a steal there, but beating it is Townley. A long lead to Lewis. Lewis drives, pulls up and shoots. Good. 8 points for Jason Lewis. And 23-17 Johnstown leading. In this quarter, it's 10-6, Sir Bills. Right corner, Ruggieri holds it. Now to Abdullah. Again, a 1-3-1 zone for Scotia. Willard, left wing. In the middle, Abdullah beats a couple of men off the glass and in. Nice move, Bob Abdullah, his first two. 25-17, Johnstown. 3:33 left, second quarter. Rogers across the court, across his body. Nice pass to Lewis, but he had no shot, so he throws it out to Negus. 3-2 zone for the Sir Bills. Lewis left wing. Lewis driving. Shut off, knocked away by Dunlap. Goes to Rogers. Back to Lewis. And then Negus way out. Looks inside, nothing there. Dunlap trying for another steal. Lewis gets it. Lewis driving. Corkscrew shot, no good. Rebound Litz. Now to Abdullah. 4-on-2 break if they hurry. Abdullah leading Ruggieri. Drives the baseline. Beats everybody. Left-handers no good. Willard the rebound, and he's fouled. The shot doesn't count. He was fouled before it. And it'll be a 1-on-1 situation.
Looks like the foul's on Chris Rogers.
And that'll be his first. First 1-on-1 situation for anybody tonight. Rich Willard shooting it, a 64% shooter. Rich, Johnstown's leading scorer on the season at 14 points a game. Has 4 points tonight. And the free throw is good. He earns the bonus. 26-17. Johnstown starting to slowly pull away here.
Willard's got another shot coming.
Second one is rounded out. Ruggieri up and in. He just snuck right in between players, and James Gemete can't like that. 28-17 Johnstown. Rogers driving, dishing off. The shot by Crystal is good. First two for Jeremy Crystal. 28-19 Johnstown. They were trailing 9-5 earlier, so this is a 23-10 spurt going. Still in the 1-3-1 zone, and Johnstown's having no trouble with this. Abdella holding, down low Litz. One dribble, fags, takes, and makes. And Hans Litz had that 17-point game at Salmon in last year's sectionals, and the 5 points he has in this quarter happen to be a season high. A foul in the backcourt on Johnstown on Kirk Dunlap, his first, and Mike Hans Litz is a clutch ball player.
Hans made a couple of nice moves inside and just waited and took the ball to the hoop for 2 points, and like you said, that 17-point performance, it had to give him a lot of confidence, and it's showing on the court tonight.
No, he hasn't scored much. He's shown a lot more confidence throughout the year when he does get the ball down low, and he'll go to the basket, which he didn't do early last year at all. Eric Zenner back in for Jeremy Crystal for Scotia. Mark Wilson back in for Bob Abdella for Johnstown. 2:19 time left in the second quarter. 1-1 for Chris Rogers. Rounding out. Fought for, taken out by Zenner, and he puts it in and he's fouled. Yes, and it counts. Eric Zenner is first. He has 4, excuse me. Rich Willard commits his second. And for the three-point play, it'll be Eric Zenner, 6'3" junior, who hasn't done all that much scoring this year. He puts it in. He has 5. 30-22. Down the right side in a hurry, Ruggieri. Johnstown leading by 8. Dunlap with it. Now Ruggieri down low in the post, Litz, and it's knocked out of his hands, and a foul on the Tartans. And it's Zenner, his second.
We remarked about Hans Litz, and once again, he showed a lot of initiative and aggressiveness underneath, and he doesn't want to be denied, and now he goes to the foul line with 2 shots.
He gets a 1-and-1 here. No, you're right, it is 2, okay. And he hits the first. 31-22 Johnstown. All 6 of Hans Litz's points have been in this second quarter. And again, we mentioned the season high for the year coming in was 4. Second one is also good. And he's 3 for 3 from the line. A whistle on the inbounds pass, and stepping on the line, making the pass was Garth Townley for a needless turnover on Scotia. Well, no, they didn't rule that. They ruled that a Johnstown player touched the ball before he was supposed to. So they'll get another try at it. Long pass on the left side to Jason Lewis. He drives, takes it all the way, and misses. And Litz fighting for it with Zenner. A foul on Zenner. That's 3 on Eric Zenner, who didn't start this game. And Hans Litz a factor out there.
They called the foul on Lewis instead. They were both right there together, and Lewis gets called for his second foul.
That's 2 on him.
And Mr. Litz going to the foul line, and this time it'll be a 1-and-1.
Yep, I'll get him right yet, folks. First one is around and in. 8 points second quarter for Hans Litz, and he earns the bonus. Absolutely amazing what happens to this boy when sectional time rolls around. Second try is good. Funny thing is, I have tough time convincing Tom as the pass is tipped out of bounds and Scotia will play it, that these things happen, because he wasn't there when he got the 17 at Chalmont. He's not here tonight.
Just a different ball player, isn't he?
Well, James Gemete rolling the dice and putting Ryan Birch back in with 3 fouls. Long pass to Lewis from Birch. Lewis tries, and short jumper's no good. Center the rebound. Knocked loose, gets it back, pulls it up and in. 7 points for Zenner, which matches his season high. 34-24 Johnstown, a minute 42 left in the second quarter. Litz way out to Dave Samick. Off to Dunlap, open for 3. No good, long rebound to Chris Rogers. Johnstown 0 for 5. Long pass from Rogers to Lewis, who beats the defense and scores. He has 10, and the lead down to 8, 34-26. Lewis just simply stuck behind the defense on that. Wilson holds it, high post Litz, looking for Cutters, doesn't have him. Gives it to Dunlap. Dunlap fakes, holds, gives it back to Litz, back to Dunlap. Kirk drives. Zenner comes way out and bumps him. Speaking of silly fouls, and now he's got 3. That was really needless.
I think that's what the Scotia coach, Jim Dimite, is thinking right now. Boy, what a silly foul.
Yeah, before the game, he was doing a lot of teaching and instruction. There's quite a few juniors on this team, and 4 players were brought up from JV for this one. I don't know if any of them will get in, but he's having a long, arduous process at Scotia. Last year, only won 2 games. This year, they were 5-4 early and then faded. Dunlap 1-1, and it's good. Kirk has 6 points in the half, 4 of them in this quarter. 35-26.
Johnstown doing a nice job on the foul line.
Second one, Dunlap, is it? 36-26. Long pass, thrown away. Turnover Scotia, trying to force things. And Johnstown's ball. 57 seconds left, first half. Dunlap with it. Top of the key, left wing Salmon. He dribbles to the middle. Now they're in a man-to-man, and Johnstown's running that weave. Litz driving. Litz all the way. Offensive foul. He pulled over Jason Lewis. Second foul on Litz, but he's really feeling it right now. He took that strong to the basket.
I was going to say, even though that was a foul on him, he showed a lot of aggressiveness, and he's not afraid to take the ball to the hoop now. And Jack Dunlap has to like that.
Full court man-to-man. Ruggieri steals. Ruggieri drives. Knocked away by Lewis, and he managed to save it. And it looked like Wilson was last to touch it. He was. Or do they rule it that way? Yes, they do. Good hustle by Jason Lewis after that steal. Long pass in the forecourt to Negus. 1-on-2, so they'll stop. And Ruggieri picks him up. I'm a little confused. Now they settle into a 3-2 zone. Scotia may play for 1 with 27 seconds left in the half. And they are passing it around way out. Burmaster with it. Now to Chris Rogers, who's only had 7 in the first half. Johnstown's done nothing special on him. He just hasn't been taking many shots. He has the ball now with 12. Now he's going to clear out traffic, and it's going to be Chris Rogers against Johnstown. Crossover dribble. Now throws out the Burmaster open jumper. He's got it. Rogers drew the defense, and Burmaster scored, and that's the end of the half. After 1 half of play from Johnstown, the Surbills 36 and the Scotia Tartans 28. Halftime activities will commence on the sports station after these messages.
We're standing here in the parking lot in between a Shop and Save supermarket and another supermarket. With me are Ricky and Ronnie Stanchfield, 2 identical shoppers.
Hello.
Now we're going to send Ricky...
Ronnie.
Ronnie and Ricky, each into one of the 2 stores with identical lists to prove once and for all who has lower grocery prices. Ricky and Ronnie, are you ready?
Ready.
And they're off. Let's go now to our overhead sky cam. Paul, are you there?
Yes, Jim. I'm perched conveniently over the 2 stores in such a way as to see both shoppers. Ricky, forced to shop for weekly grocery specials, is frantically looking for anything on his list. Meanwhile, Ronnie, appreciating the weekend and week-out low prices at Shop and Save, glides conveniently up and down the aisles. And they're heading into the checkout now.
Paul, can you get a reading yet?
Yes, Jim. It appears that Ronnie at Shop and Save has found a substantial savings. Jim, Ricky, on the other hand, seems to be somewhat disoriented. He's filling a cart with toothpaste, shouting, "I can give them as gifts, can't I?" It's a little sad.
Well, there you have it. Shop and Save's lower prices all the time are clearly the better value. More later.
Shop and Save.
Get luxury you can afford. That's what you'll find at Procida Chevrolet Oldsmobile Cadillac Geo. Procida now has a great selection of used Cadillacs in stock, including 3 sedan DeVilles, each fully equipped with all the luxury features you'd expect to find in Cadillac. Your choice, only $18,800, a savings of $3,000. Test drive other new and used Cadillacs in stock at Procida. Procida Chevrolet Oldsmobile Cadillac Geo, Route 30A, the Johnstown Arterial.
We are live in Johnstown, first round sectional play, and we'll follow the Surbills and the Gloversville Dragons all the way through. We'll also give you some Broad Alban Perth coverage as we go along this year. Right now we're at halftime, and Johnstown is leading Scotia 36-28. It was 13-11 at the quarter, and Johnstown outscores Scotia 23-17 in the second quarter. And Mike Collar, you've got the rundown on the individual scoring.
I certainly do, Alex. For Johnstown, Bob Abdella has 2 points. Kirk Dunlap has 7. Mark Wilson has 2 points. Dan Ruggieri has 8. Tim Corbett has 3 points. Rich Willard has 5. And Hans Litz, 9 points, all in the second quarter. And he's made 5 foul shots right in a row there. And speaking of foul shots, Johnstown is 12 for 14 from the foul line.
A team that doesn't shoot 60% on the year, having a night of their lives from the foul line so
Maybe
far.
Sectionals do bring something, kind of an eerie feeling to some teams. For Scotia, Jason Lewis leads the pack with 10 points. Chris Rogers has 7. Jeremy Christo has 2. Chris Burmaster has 2 points. And Eric Zenner, the big man as far as height-wise for Scotia, has 7 points, but he also has 3 fouls along with Ryan Birch. As far as foul trouble for Johnstown, really not anybody in serious foul trouble. We got Bobby Abdella with 2, Timmy Corbett, Rich Willard, and Hans Litz with 2 apiece. And Kirk Dunlap has 1.
So the halftime score is 36-28, Johnstown leading, and we'll be back with more after this.
Ray Dalmata of Dowell's Body Works in Johnstown cares about the community. That's why Dowell's is proud to co-sponsor area high school basketball on WENT. Dowell's wishes you safe driving all year round, but accidents do happen, so see Ray for a free estimate. Dowell's has been in business since 1957, so you know Ray will do the job right, 100% guaranteed. Dowell's Body Works, reliable and reasonably priced. 363 North Perry Street, Johnstown. Say, partner, there's a place in the area where you can enjoy home-style cooking for reasonable prices. It's the Buckhorn Family Restaurant in Fultonville. Open 24 hours a day with full-service breakfast, lunch, and dinner. There's homemade soup and fresh-baked rolls every day, plus salad bar, complimentary taco bar, and a 10% senior citizen discount. That's the Buckhorn Family Restaurant, Riverside Drive off Thruway Exit 28, Fultonville. Look for coupons in the new Silver Spoon book.
The National Weather Service forecast for the WENT listening area, including Fort Plain and Wheelerville. Scattered flurries this evening, then clear and very cold. The low 5 below 0. Tomorrow, sunny and cold, high near 25. Tomorrow night, clear, increasing cloudiness late at night, low 5 below 0. And for Friday, cloudy, a 3 in 10 chance of snow and a high near 30. Right now, cloudy skies and 0. WENT is the weather station.
Thank you, Dave. Back in Johnstown, Alex Isabel with Mike Collar. Halftime, first round sectional action. Johnstown leads Scotia 36-28. Some of the other games, we know Gloversville's playing LaSalle later on WENT. Number 1 seed Hudson plays Hudson Falls. Ballston Spa is hosting Ichabod Crane. And Amsterdam plays Mahonison. Glens Falls is at Shalmont. Albany Academy is at South Glens Falls in some of the other first round games. Mike, let's bring out the old round table on the days of the fall season on WENT. And a couple of little things are bothering me here. Number 1, the Hudson game is at Rensselaer tonight. Hudson is clearly the best team, at least by record in Class B Section 2. They're 18-3, and they don't get to play at home in the first round because of some arcane rule where if schools are 50 miles or more apart, the game has to be played on a neutral court.
Well, if that's the case, which I've heard of that rule and I've been to enough pairings meetings to know it, Mayfield took a visit to Hoosick Valley last night. And I don't know if you've been to Hoosick Valley lately.
It's not 50 miles away. It's more than that.
Yes, and, unfortunately, Mayfield came up on the short end, but the bus trip has just got to get to you.
Yeah.
But I remember in the old days, I don't know if it's, adhered to that much now, but like you say, if 50 miles or more, in baseball, they used to do that a lot. But, you try to get a neutral site and in between, and sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
The thing that bothers them, though, is that the rule isn't universally applied. You bring up Mayfield. Several years ago, Johnstown played Lansingburg. First-round game was played at Shenandoah because the schools are more than 50 miles apart. 2 years later, first-round matchup, Lansingburg at Johnstown. Now, if you can't apply it the same way for the same 2 schools, why have the rule? Second,
you want fairness, huh?
Yeah. Second thing, Amsterdam is at Mohonasen tonight, 8 seed against 9 seed. Now, we talked about the Suburban Council in the Big Ten, and they have this condescending attitude when they drop some of their schools down to Class B, and I just have never liked it. They just seem to think that they can play their tough schedule all year long, then come down to this garbage dump and clean up. And here's some quotes that I found from the coaches in the Amsterdam-Mohonasen game. Rick Settner was talking about his team's effort the other night against Troy. He says, they, meaning his players, have to play with the same kind of consistency and desire, especially in the sectionals. If they do, it'll be awful tough for a B school to beat us. Now, I don't know if you put inflection like that on there, but you can interpret it that way. The better one, though, is from Gary Prisblo, who's been known to open mouth and insert foot. The team that wins has a good opportunity to end up in the Final Four. Well, the team that wins, Gary, plays #1 seed Hudson in the next round. And if you have that little respect for the Class B #1 seed, then let's hope you get beat in that game.
Well, speaking along those lines, how do you like it when a school has a right to play down, you know, in the sections? Well, I know in different sports, in some sports, you have to commit what, before the season? And
yeah, you do have to declare that. You have to declare that if you want to play up, especially. And a couple of schools I thought that would play up and didn't were Catskill and Cohoes. They were C schools this year by enrollment, but often have been in the Bs. Cohoes always had been. And Catskill beat Hudson twice this year. They all know how tough it is to beat Waterville Elite in Class C, but yet they opted to stay C. I was kind of surprised at that. I don't have a problem with the dropping down and that kind of thing, but the condescending attitude is what bothers me, and that's why those Gloversville title teams a few years ago were more satisfying than they might even normally be.
Well, I guess as long as we're going to have schools like LaSalle, Class B school, playing in the Class A league, and Gloversville will have a taste of them tonight. People always talk about those kinds of schools and the competition they played all year. But it only goes so far. You know, the better team will come out.
Okay, 36-28. Johnstown leading at halftime. Both teams are back on the court, and we'll be back for second half action after this.
The Gloversville Family YMCA offers unique quality care at 2 convenient locations. The Gloversville Y at 19 East Fulton Street and Fulton Montgomery Community College. With today's economy, it's common to find both parents working, so quality daycare is of primary importance. The Y is a leader in the child care field, offering gyms, a pool, safe toys, arts and crafts, and an outdoor playground. Make the right choice for your kids. Enroll them in the YMCA Playmate Daycare Center.
Another great offer for cable subscribers from Salmons Communications. Add the Disney Channel between now and March 10th and get 2 free tickets to Walt Disney World on Ice at the Knickerbocker Arena Thursday, March 25th at 7:30 p.m. Also, free installation for new customers or free upgrade for current subscribers. Get the picture, the big picture. See Salmons Communications, 525 North Perry Street, Johnstown.
When your car could use some rare car care, here's what to do. See Paul Thompson Service Center in Johnstown. Paul Thompson will get your car in and out as soon as possible, whether you want snow tires, a tune-up, oil change, or exhaust and brake work. Get that rare car care, the kind that's guaranteed, at Paul Thompson Service Center, corner Brick Street and Comrie Avenue in Johnstown, the home of that rare car care.
Returning to Johnstown, just about ready to start the second half, and the Surville fans are standing now, waiting the first points of the half by Johnstown, who lead 36-28 and have the ball. Their starting 5 is in: Ruggieri, Wilson, Abdella, Corbett, and Willard. Corbett down low, right baseline, now out to Ruggieri. Swinging around the perimeter to Wilson, top of the key, Abdella. Scotia in a 3-2 zone. They played 4 or 5 different defenses in the first half. Ruggieri wide open. Left it short. Rebound to Jeremy Christen. Now Chris Rogers, who only has 7 points in this game, 23-point game scorer. He shoots a long 3, misses it. Long rebound to Birch, but he lost out of bounds. Last to touch, though, was Rich Willard. This is not a night for 3-point shooting, Mike. Scotia's 1 for 9. Johnstown's 0 for 5.
The trouble is Scotia's coming down, and they're not even being patient. At least they weren't in the first half. They were just popping the 3-pointers.
And they haven't been hitting them. Rogers hit the first one of the game. Here's a steal by Wilson. And a reach-in foul on Rogers, his second. Now, he averaged 23 a game, but in the last 2 games, 16 and 13, and only 7 tonight. But he's capable of going wild on you at any time. And Johnstown still only leading by 8 points. Although they seem to have control of the game. We'll see how it develops. Corbett down low, one-on-one over Crystal, up and in. Corbett has 5. And a 10-point lead for Johnstown. Long pass to Lewis. He beat the defense and laid it in. That happened a time or 2 in the first half. 38-30. Johnstown by 8, 7 minutes left, third quarter. Left wing Wilson starts to drive, shut off, gets it out to Abdella. Back to Wilson, wide open. He's got it. 4 points for Mark Wilson. 40-30 Johnstown. Full court pressure, man-to-man. Rogers long pass, threw it over everybody's head out of bounds. Turnover Scotia.
That's one aspect of the game that Scotia hasn't been able to handle is that full court press, the pressure. And right now, Scotia is going to call a timeout.
James Gemete not happy. Stops the game with 6.5 minutes left, third quarter. 40-30 Johnstown, and we'll take a break.
Stay warm. Stay with D&H Oil. D&H Oil installs and services top quality oil and gas heating equipment such as Weil McLean and A.O. Smith water heaters. D&H Oil services what they sell 24 hours a day. Rely on the experienced people of D&H Oil. For home heating oil, diesel, kerosene, or gasoline, it's D&H Oil, Route 30 Mayfield. In Amsterdam, call Marini Oil. Stay warm. Stay with D&H Oil, Route 30 Mayfield.
Johnstown cheerleaders performing during the break, where the Sir Bills are giving them a reason to. They lead 40-30, 6 minutes, 30 seconds left, third quarter.
Yes, right now Scotia's out on the court. Johnstown's following, and looks like Johnstown's playing a little notch up, and they're playing a lot better than they first started, and makes Jack Dunlap a little bit happier.
Well, he called that quick timeout in the first quarter when they got off to a very slow start, but they've been much more aggressive ever since. Now Scotia with some man-to-man pressure. Wilson gets it across the timeline. High post Corbett to Ruggieri, driving the right baseline. Goes right around a man, misses the shot. Rebound to Lewis. Lewis pushing it on the left side. Gives it off now to Andrew Negus. Scotia has their starting five there. Rogers for 3, rims the basket. Rebound to Willard. And the last thing Scotia needed was for Chris Rogers to go cold, and he has after the early flurry. Abdella left side forecourt to Wilson. To Ruggieri right side in front of the bench. Abdella now, high post, holds to Wilson. Open, didn't think about the shot to Abdella. He drives. Bounce pass to the flying Ruggieri. Blocked by Andrew Negus out of bounds. Negus only 5'7", but he timed that perfectly before Ruggieri really got the shot high up in the air.
He might have the blue to block that one.
Yeah. Ruggieri thought he had an easy one. Abdella trying to force it now to Wilson. Open jumper is off the back rim. Willard gets it. Throws it out to Wilson. Can you move it? 3-2 zone for the Tartans. Abdella looks at it. Left side Wilson driving. Double pump off the glass. No good. Fought for Willard again. Willard forces the turnaround. Can't get it, but a foul on Scotia. It's on Ryan Birch. That's his 4th. He's a starter, and he'll come right out of there. Will be replaced by Garth Townley. Townley, a 6-foot junior, averaging 7 points a game, hasn't scored yet today. And Birch hasn't scored either. All he's done is commit fouls.
And one of the things is that Eric Zenner has 3 fouls. He has 7 points in the first half, and he played a pretty good game under the boards too. And unfortunately, he's riding the bench for Scotia.
Willard makes the first. He has 6 points. Still fascinating to me, Mike, that they put a junk defense on Rich Willard. He's a good scorer, but not, you're not talking about an absolute stand-down player on a team with a team that uses a team concept like Johnstown does. He makes both foul shots, 42-30, Johnstown leading.
Johnstown continues their hot foul shooting, 14 out of 16.
Amazing. The Bills settle into a 3-2 zone. Driving is Townley, throws it out now to Negus. Back to Townley. Starts to drive again, fakes, no shot there. Out to Rogers. He gets around Wilson, pulls up and shoots. Good. That's the Chris Rogers that'll be a Suburban Council All-Star right there. 42-32 Johnstown, 10-point lead. 4:45 left third quarter. Wilson dribbles between two men, lost control, goes to Ruggieri, fortunately. Knocked away by Townley, and Ruggieri grabs him and holds him to prevent the steal. An obvious foul, his first, team's first in the second half. Beck Dunlap off the bench. Hollowed out instruction to his players. James Gemete for Scotia does the same.
It's kind of tough for the Scotia coach. Gemete said Rogers is a heck of a baseball player. It's kind of tough to think about baseball with all that snow out there, though.
Yeah, but it's one reason to keep your hopes alive, I guess. Lewis, right corner, driving the baseline. Triple team, gets it out to Rogers. Head fake, no shot. Wilson stayed with him. Pass tipped away on the floor. Lewis gets it. Out to Rogers, wide open for three. Left it short. Foul on the rebound on the Tartans on Townley, his second. What he really said to us, Mike, was that Rogers doesn't pick up a basketball from the instant the season ends to the instant the season begins, and he still scored 1,039 points in his career coming into tonight. An amazing athlete.
A natural talent.
Yeah. Corbett high post to Ruggieri. Back to the cutting. Corbett lays it up, no good. Lost a little control of his body on that drive, and the rebound to Lewis. 3-on-2. Lewis storming down the court. Can't hit the layup, and the rebound to Wilson. Action heating up, but the ball won't go in. Long lob to Ruggieri. Back to the trailing Wilson. He misses and taken down by Bristol. Long lead Lewis ahead of the field. Drives, lays it up and in. 14 for Jason Lewis. 42-34. Johnstown by 8. Scotia won't go away with 3:37 left third quarter. Willard high post holds now to Wilson. Kirk Dunlap set to check in for the Sir Bills on the next whistle. Wilson left wing has room, driving, dishing, ball on the floor. Wilson called for an offensive foul, or was he out of bounds? He was out of bounds before he passed it off. And he comes out of the game disgustedly grabbing the warm-up suit as Kirk Dunlap replaces him. Full court pressure. And to be it, they throw a pass from one out-of-bounds man to the other, and they do it nicely. And Rogers found Lewis down the left side. Now Negus down low to Eric Zenner is back in. He lays it in. Zenner has a season-high 9 points. Now a whistle. Going to call a delay of game warning, I believe, on Scotia. They're talking to Garth Townley about hitting the ball after it goes through the basket.
It's likely to draw a few hisses from the crowd, especially if you're from Scotia.
I'll tell you what, this is as close as this game's been for a while. 6 points. Last time it was 23-17 midway through the second quarter. Right side, Ruggieri driving. Zenner bumps him, no call. Out to the trailing Willard, up and in. Ruggieri knows how to find those open men. Willard has 9 points. 44-36 Johnstown. Lewis cross court deflected out of bounds by Corbett. Scotia's ball.
Johnstown again is picking it up a little bit. You can tell by the pressure on defense. Jack Dunlap's tough, just can't seem to put this team away.
Well, before that layup is Abdullah. Great steal, but he just couldn't keep his balance and stepped on the line, so Scotia will get it back. Before that last basket by Willard, Scotia scored 6 straight points and chopped a 12-point lead in half.
Not in that play, Abdullah. If he stole the ball and kept in bounds, Dunlap was already down court for the layup.
In the post, Zenner, triple team, forces it off the glass and in. First double-figure game in the career of Eric Zenner, at least varsity career. 44-38, always X factors in sectional play. Willard way out. Knocked away by Rogers, stolen by Townley. Scotia can get it down to 4. Townley driving. Townley all the way. Left-hander's no good, but a foul on Johnstown. Now a little scuffle almost develops as Corbett and Zenner were tangled up, but they thought better of it. And there'll be a quick Johnstown timeout here. With the scores, Johnstown 44, Scotia 38. We'll be right back.
It's true. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today. Through February 28th, it's Hamburger Lovers Week at McDonald's in 4 area locations. Hamburgers just 29 cents. Cheeseburgers only 39 cents. If you love hamburgers, come to the McDonald's near you after the game. What you want is what you get at McDonald's in Johnstown, Gloversville, Fultonville, and Palatine Bridge. Proud to co-sponsor area high school basketball on WENT.
Play this way against anybody else. Back live in Johnstown, I'm Alex Isabel with Mike Collar. First round sectional action, and Johnstown's in for a battle here. Scotia's chopped a 12-point lead down to 6, and they've got free throws coming with 2:18 left in the third quarter.
Tell you, Alex, we talk about Jason Lewis and Chris Rogers a lot, but I'm very impressed with Eric Zenner. He's got 3 fouls. You know, he doesn't show a lot of talent out there, but he gets it with his aggressiveness and just desire. And he has 11 points for Scotia. And on the other side, a similar ball player as we mentioned, Hans Litz, he had 9 in the first half.
Well, if you look up finesse in the dictionary, you won't see a picture of Zenner, but he is working hard out there and making it work. Now here's Garth Townley, who hasn't scored yet tonight. He has 2 free throws, and this lead could get down even further. Takes his time, puts up the first one with the tongue sticking out. He makes it. Garth has watched a few Chicago Bulls games in his day, and he'll get one more. Again, takes his time, several dribbles. Up and good. And it's a 4-point game, 44-40. In this quarter, it's 12-8 Scotia. Blocking foul on a double team pressure. Townley bumping Ruggieri. And that'll be 3 on Garth Townley. Birch with 4, Townley and Zenner with 3. Now Scotia's within 4 and Rogers only has 9 points. So you do have reason to worry if you're a Johnstown fan. 1-3-1 zone Scotia. No shot on this foul. It's only the 4th team foul. Cutting Dunlap between 2 men, and he's knocked down by Zenner, and that's 4 on him. And since he's having his career night, he'd be a nice guy for Johnstown's purpose to foul out of here.
Playing a good game, but right now the Scotia coach, Jim Gemite, is considering taking him out, but he looks at that clock and he says, we're only 4 down, and this guy is one of the reasons why we're only 4 down.
2 free throws, Kirk Dunlap, and the first one crawls in. Dunlap came in 80% and is 4 for 4 from the line tonight. That's an amazing foul shooting in this game. Second one's good. 16 for 18 now from the line. 46-40 Sir Bills. Heavy pressure in the backcourt. Rogers beats it. Cross-court Lewis, and the defense back so Lewis can't penetrate. Now way out Townley, almost at midcourt. To Rogers' right side, right baseline. Lewis drives, double pump. No good, fought for. Lewis gets it, dribbles it out. Turnaround jumper, he's got it. What a play, Jason Lewis. He has 16. 46-42, driving Ruggieri around Zenner to the basket, up, yes, and it counts as a foul. Zenner had to let Ruggieri go with 4 fouls, and Townley, I believe, picked them up. No, Lewis, that's 3 on him. That's not a guy Scotia wants in foul trouble. A couple of subs, Crystal and Burmaster in. Zenner and Negus out.
Coach Gemite is not taking any chances with Zenner. Now with 1:37 left to go in the third quarter.
Ruggieri misses the foul shot and the rebound to Crystal. Ruggieri's now in double figures. Driving Townley. Blocked by Ruggieri, but he hit him in the head and a foul on Dan. He spanks the Johnstown Sir Bills sign behind the basket in anger. By the way, the other Johnstown Sir Bills sign that was broken the other day by the Hudson Falls player has been repaired. Thought you people would want to know that. 2 free throws for Garth Townley.
Townley has a chance to move Scotia just a little bit closer to the Sir Bills. He eyes the hoop, and the first one is up. It is good.
Well, he's 3 for 3 in this last few minutes from the line. 48-43. Nice play-by-play debut there.
Not bad, huh?
Try this one, too. Just
okay. Townley eyes the hoop once again. The shot is up, and it's perfect.
Well, he's going to want you to describe all his foul shots from now on. 48-44 Johnstown. Ruggieri, right side, forecourt. Minute and a half left, third quarter. Dunlap, left side, didn't shoot the 3 when he had it. Right corner, Ruggieri. Now to Wilson. 1-3-1 zone. Ruggieri drives the right baseline, pulls up and shoots. Left it short, fought for. Corbett gets it. Corbett powers his way to the hoop, can't hit. Willard, 3 for a quarter, no good. Taken down by Crystal. And Scotia get it down to 2 in a hurry. Townley, 1 on 3. Drives up, no, but a foul on Johnstown's Dunlap. And the Scotia fans coming to life for the first time tonight with 1:01 left in the third quarter, and their bench is up.
The Sleepy Dragon is kind of quietly awaking. 1:01 left to go in the third quarter, and Scotia's only down by 4 points. And I think Mr. Townley wants me to do it again. Is that possible?
Things are getting sticky for the home team, so let's see if I can jinx him here.
Okay, go ahead.
First free throw is good. He rattles it home. He has 5 points, all in the quarter, all from the line. 48-45. Now again, we'll repeat a couple of sectional games between these two teams in the 80s where Johnstown had a far better record and was a heavy favorite, were 2- and 5-point games. This one's good, and this one's a 2-point game now, 48-46. And again, Johnstown has had all kinds of trouble in second halves all year long. High post Corbett on the pass from Wilson. Now the Willard fumbles, controls, gets it back to Wilson. Right corner, Ruggieri. 48 seconds. Down low, Corbett. Triple team back to Wilson to Ruggieri. Open but doesn't shoot. Down low, Corbett. Backing in. Lost the ball. Stolen by Rogers. Scotia can tie it. Hasn't been tied since it was 9-9 in the first quarter.
Well, you talk about giving a team confidence.
I know it. They've lost 11 straight games. Rogers is standing there holding it with 24 seconds. He'll try to play for the last shot. At the floor spread. Rogers still just standing there bent over. Ball on the left hip. Looking to wait till 10 seconds. Giametti on the court now directing traffic. Now Townley with it. Right corner, Lewis. Driving, knifing through. The shot no good. Bought 4, and the third quarter is over. And after 3, it's Johnstown 48 and Scotia 46. And we'll be back for the exciting fourth quarter action after this timeout.
Lower interest rates. Fulton County Teachers Federal Credit Union introduces the Visa card that cuts high interest rates down to size. If you're paying 16, 18, or 21% on your credit card, that's too much compared with 13.9 APR on a Fulton County Teachers Federal Credit Union Visa. Get one of the lowest interest rates, plus a 25-day grace period and free travel and accident insurance. The Fulton County Teachers Federal Credit Union, Elmwood Avenue Extension, Gloversville.
Back in Johnstown, and it's a nail-biter. 48-46 Sir Bills after 3, and both teams' seasons are on the line here. First-round sectional play.
Well, I'll tell you, Alex, in that quarter, Jason Lewis scored 6 points, and Garth Townley has 6 points all on the foul line to cut Johnstown's lead down to 48-46. And toward the end of the third quarter, Scotia coach Jim Gemete was arguing with the officials. He wanted to call, and hey, maybe that'll give his team even more emotional lift.
Yeah.
As if they needed one.
Scotia outscored Johnstown 18-12 in the third, and fourth quarters this year, Johnstown has been outscored 14 out of 19. So it's time to sweat a little bit at home if you're a Johnstown fan. Scotia's ball to open the fourth quarter. Hans Litz back in for Johnstown. Garth Townley dribbling to the right side for Scotia. Gives it to Rogers. Only has 9 points, their star player. Yet his team is only down 2 on the road. With the ball, Burmaster now to Townley driving. Gets it back out now to Crystal as Johnstown collapsed on Townley. Starts to drive again. Double team. Fall away jumper. A bad shot taken by Ruggieri. Didn't touch anything. Ruggieri driving. Goes one-on-one with Rogers. Scoop shot's good. And Ruggieri took it into his own hands there. He has 12. 50-46. Three-pointer by Lewis. It's good from the left wing. 19 for Lewis. And a 1-point lead, 50-49. Driving Ruggieri. Wild shot, but he drew the foul on Crystal, I believe. He holds his hand up the way they used to do it. You and I both remember those days when that was a rule.
I wasn't going to show my age.
In the game is Andrew Negus, the starter for Scotia, hasn't scored. He'll replace Chris Burmaster.
One thing I liked about Scotia then, Alex, is that game Ruggieri went down, scored the 2 points, and Scotia came right back and answered back with Lewis's three-pointer.
Ruggieri rims out the first one. He came into the game 48% from the line. He's 0 for 2 from there tonight. He's made double figures for the 14th time out of 18. He switches the second one. It's a 2-point lead, and Scotia can tie or take the lead on this possession. Negus to Rogers, right wing. Dunlap on him. Rogers dribbles to the middle. Rogers double pump is good, and we're tied at 51. And Rogers in double figures with 11 for the 21st time this year. He's in double figures. Pressure in the backcourt. Wilson across the Dunlap. Open jumper. Rims the basket. Tough luck. Taken down by Scotia's Lewis. and the Titans can take the lead. Lewis driving, gets around Litz, double pump shot is no good, and he's called for traveling. Took an extra step trying to get around Litz, who played good defense. Now Abdella checks in for Johnson. He took a long rest, and he'll replace for Jerry. Jack Dunlap getting animated on the bench. 6.5 minutes left in regulation time, I have to say, in the fourth quarter. Johnstown once led this game by 12. Long pass Abdella, right side. He drives, he pulls up and shoots way off the mark. Caught by Townley. Townley on a break. Townley driving. Townley around Wilson, but he travels. And that's twice in a row that good defense by Johnstown forced the Scotia player to alter their course and walk with it.
It's interesting to see both coaches in their animated features on the sidelines, Gemite for Scotia and Dunlap for Johnstown.
Litz out and Corbett in for the Sir Bills. Again, pressure in the backcourt. It's a zone trap. Wilson down the right side, lobbing, knocked away by Townley, out of bounds. Johnstown's ball. 6:04 left, fourth quarter. 51 apiece. We've had a lot of close games this year. You folks are used to it. And I warned you several times right tonight that this game was not an automatic blowout just because of the records and Scotia's long losing streak. Here's Wilson with it. Now Dunlap, that 1-3-1 zone has puzzled Johnstown this half. Abdella driving, left baseline, bounce pass, knocked away by Rogers, stolen by Negus, 2-on-1. Negus drives, misses the layup as Dunlap got back, and Wilson got the rebound and got flattened by Garth Townley, and that's 4 fouls on Townley. 3 Scotia players now have 4 fouls. And it's a 1-and-1. Mark Wilson, one of Johnstown's best free throwers, will try it.
Yeah, Townley had a shot for an easy layup and just came up short and had a chance to give Scotia a 2-point lead, but now the things have reversed and Wilson's going to the foul line with a 1-on-1 situation. 5:39 left to go in the ball game, and we're knotted up at 51 apiece.
Mark 81% from the line this year. His first attempt tonight. Dan Ruggieri's checked back in for Bob Abdella for Johnstown. And the shot is good. Johnstown gets the lead back, 52-51. Scotia did have a couple of leads very early in the game. Second try, Wilson is around and out. Rebounded by Jeremy Crystal for Scotia. Out on the left side, Lewis, and Scotia can take the lead. Rogers to Negus, 3-2 zone Sir Bills. Negus directs traffic, gives it off to Townley. Right corner, Lewis fakes, doesn't shoot, picked up by Willard. Now out to Townley, starts a drive. Dishing off to Rogers, open three-pointer, rims the basket, knocked out of bounds by Willard, Scotia's ball. Scotia only 2 for 13 for the three-point lanes, but every time Rogers gets it, you know he's dangerous. In the Negus, out to Rogers, straight away, 3 is good! And it's 2-point lead for Scotia, 54-52. 5:02 left, fourth quarter. Right corner, Ruggieri. Back to Wilson. Into Dunlap, left wing Willard. Across to a wide open Corbett who lays it in as the defense got suckered to the other side. Corbett has 7. And a nice run play for Johnstown. There's some pressure. Now 2-on-1 driving Townley, who plows into Corbett, who's ruled to have not had possession. Third foul on Tim Corbett. Only the 5th on Johnstown, so not a shooting foul. Townley, the type of guy you can draw a charge on, because once he makes his mind up, he's going to the basket.
And Townley has really pushed up his game in the third quarter with those foul shots, and he's not afraid to go to the basket anymore.
Game is tied at 54. 4 minutes, 41 seconds left in the fourth quarter. First round sectional play on WENT. Scotia's ball, the inbound right corner to Andrew Negus. Holds it. Down low, Townley, turnaround, fadeaways, got it. 8 for Garth Townley, his first field goal, Scotia by 2. Ruggieri fumbles, controls, gets between 2 men, driving, all the way to score. Dan Ruggieri has 15, 56 apiece. He has 5 in this fourth quarter. Now Lewis down the left side, but he stopped. Up to Rogers, long 3, rims the basket, Willard the rebound, and a foul on Scotia on Townley, and we'll see him some other time, his 5th of this qualifying foul. He was a pain in the neck in the second half for Johnstown with 8 points.
I tell you, he started from the foul line and just came right in and charged and didn't care who was underneath him or in front of him. As a result, he fouls out of the ball game. And he had 8 points before he leaves with 4:15 left to go in the game. And the score tied up at 56 apiece.
Eric Zenner, who also has 4, comes in with him, and Ryan Birch, who has 4, also checks in for Scotia, replacing Jeremy Crystal. It's a 1-and-1 for Rich Willard, who's 3 for 4 from the line tonight, 9 points. And it's no good. Long rebound, chase in the left corner. Corbett got a hand on it. Wilson saves it to Willard, and he misses the shot. Ruggieri blows the tip, and he was right in front of the basket and missed it, and it's rebounded by Birch. Halfway through the 4th quarter, it's getting wild here, folks. Negus against Wilson, man-to-man. Negus threw it away, trying to pass it to Lewis. Turnover Scotia. James Gemete arguing, thinking somebody was pushed on that play.
I think Negus wanted a deflection on that pass, and it didn't work out that way.
Ruggieri right corner, starts a drive, pulls up and shoots. No good. Rebound Corbett, chases it down. Last touched out of bounds by Scotia. They don't like that call. Jason Lewis was ruled last to hit it. And Johnstown will play it in from underneath. Wilson way out to Ruggieri, left side. Hands it to Wilson. Bumped by Rogers, no call. It's no contact. Wilson dribbles to the right. To Dunlap. Straightaway jumper is gone. He was on the line for 2. A lot of people thought it was a 3, but it wasn't. He has 11 points, which is a career high for Kirk Dunlap, and Johnstown gets the lead back 58-56. Ruggieri tries to steal from Rogers, can't do it. Rogers driving and a reach-in foul on Mark Wilson, his first. We talked about Wilson's foul problems in recent games, and Mark must have been listening because he's in any foul trouble at all today. Dunlap's previous high was 9 points, but he has 11 tonight. That's the 16th foul, so no shots. There will be free throws the rest of the game for both teams, but not here. 3:21 left 4th quarter, Johnstown by 2. Negus with the ball on the inbounds. Wilson watches it. Left side, Jason Lewis. Around a Birch pick. Doesn't have a shot. Now driving. Pulls up, forces one off the glass. No good. Zenner over the back on the rebound. Will they rule on Corbett for undercutting? It is Corbett. That would have fouled Zenner out of the game. So that's a break for Scotia. That's also the 4th foul on Tim Corbett.
I'll tell you the truth, I thought that could have went the other way.
Me too.
But that's probably why I'm up here.
Zenner to 1-and-1. He has 11 points, which is a career high for him. Several X factors in this game. Hans Litz had 9 second quarter points for Johnstown. Zenner's free throw is good. He earns the bonus. Giving him 12 points tonight. 58-57 Johnstown with 3:06 left 4th quarter. Second try Zenner. He's got it. Tied at 58. Can you take it, folks? 3:04 left. Ruggieri takes a long pass, drives, running shot way off, but that's because he was fouled by a Scotia player with 3:01 left. And it could be Birch. That will be all for him, and if it is. And it is. So Ryan Birch fouls out without scoring. He was a starter. And James Gemete starting to run out of personnel. He dressed 50, but 4 of them are JV players who were just brought up for this game. It'll be Chris Burmaster who will come in. Burmaster has 2 points tonight. And Ruggieri will have 2 shots.
For Scotia, it'll probably come down to Chris Rogers and Jason Lewis doing something with the ball. With 3:01 left to go in this ball game, Scotia is running out of talent.
Ruggieri 1 for 3 from the line, so 1-and-1 they say, which I can't believe, but he did make the first, so he makes it a moot point. He was going to the basket and put up a shot, got whacked. Heck, Dunlap has a few things to say about that, and I don't blame him. 59-58 Johnstown. In the game now for...
If I'm reading this right, one of the officials told the Johnstown players on the bench to sit down while the Johnstown player was on the foul line shooting.
The game, Jeremy Crystal replaces Burmaster. That was a pretty quick substitution. Ruggieri misses a second, chases down the rebound in the right corner, and then he throws it away, stolen by Crystal. 1 point lead, Johnstown, 59-58, 2:53 left 4th quarter. And Scotia has the ball. His team has lost 11 straight games, but they came to play. Rogers for 3, gone, right side. He has 17, 7 of them in the quarter, 2 3-pointers in the period. 61-59 Tartans. Willard left wing, didn't shoot when he had an opening. Now Ruggieri off the ball, Negan stole it. Could the unthinkable happened here, folks. Johnstown, the number 3 seed, facing the 14th seed with 11 straight losses. And trailing by 2 with 2:20 left. Lewis, left side, Dunlap right on him. Lewis around a pick. Lewis driving. Right corner, Negus fakes. Down low, a whistle. And a foul on Scotia, an offensive foul away from the ball. And a timeout. Johnstown with 2:10 left, fourth quarter. And with the score, Scotia 61, Johnstown 59. We'll be right back.
Even if it doesn't look much like spring outside, you can make it look and feel like spring inside. Start your spring cleaning and organizing now with great buys during Rubbermaid's Spring Fling Sale at Ed's True Value Hardware. Get tough Rubbermaid quality at bargain prices like Servant Savers.
Back live in Johnstown, where the Serbills, struggling throughout this second half, have lost a 12-point lead. They're down by 2 with 2:10 left in the fourth quarter.
I don't know what the magic was for Scotia, but they have come back in big style in the second half. And with Chris Rogers waking up now, got 2 3-pointers in this quarter. If he continues to get hot, Johnstown could be in trouble. Right now, they got the ball.
And again, Johnstown has been outscored 14 of 19 fourth quarters. They came into this fourth quarter with a 2-point lead. They have the ball and can tie. Never did find out that offensive foul was. It might have been a 3-second violation because no fouls been posted on the board. And Mike saying that's indeed what it was, and I'll take his word for it. Now under 2 minutes. Willard left corner. Holds, gets it to Wilson. Wilson back to Ruggieri left side. Across to Dunlap. No shot there. Gives it to Willard, right wing. Down low, Ruggieri. Double team. Bounce pass to a cutting Wilson. And a foul on Scotia on the pass. And Wilson will shoot 1 and 1. It's on Jason Lewis, and that's his 4th. And he's the high scorer for Scotia tonight with 19 points. Rogers has 17.
That'll create some interesting movement if Jason Lewis fouls out. Wilson's on the foul line with 1 and 1, 61-59.
And the free throw is no good. Knocked around, and Negus gets it. Wilson, 81% shooter, has missed 2 straight foul shots. Time is running short, a minute and a half left. Negus with Wilson all over him, in trouble, gets it to Rogers. Rogers driving, Rogers, the shot is good! 19 for Rogers and a 4-point lead, 63-59, 1:20 left. Dunlap straight away, left side Willard. Willard shoots, and it is no good. Corbett the rebound. Corbett powers his way and scores. He has 9, and a quick timeout. I believe. No, an injury. A slight injury to Jason Lewis, who was hit in the back of the head. They'll try to shake it off. 1 minute, 9 seconds left, fourth quarter, 63-61 Tartans. A 5-15 team with 11 straight losses. Taking Johnstown to the wire and leading right now.
It's not like football, right? Player doesn't have to come out.
No, he's okay. And he'll stay in there.
Of course, trying to get him out of the game, right?
That would be good for Johnstown's purposes. Yeah. He's hurt him a lot. Now Scotia inbound against full court pressure. They don't count the passer, Crystal. He gets it into Negus. Back to Crystal. And he threw it away. He thought Negus was standing there, and Negus has started to run down the court, so Johnstown can tie with 1:05 left. Into Wilson. Right corner, Ruggieri. Back to Wilson, right wing. Top of the key, Dunlap. Left side, Willard. Left corner, Ruggieri. Back to Wilson. They want a good shot here with 53 seconds left. Scotia in the zone. Right corner, Ruggieri. Now to Wilson. Wilson driving. Wilson now to Ruggieri. Fakes. 43 seconds left. 2-point lead, Scotia. Dunlap, left side, Willard. Fakes. Doesn't have the shot. Willard drives. Now the running shot. No good. Corbett the rebound. Corbett fakes, forces it up there, got it! With 30 seconds left, we're tied. Now Scotia's letting that ball bounce around. They're in trouble for a 5-second count, but they get a timeout with 24 seconds left. And with the score tied at 63, we'll be right back.
Earl
Leather brings the best of Fulton County craftsmanship to the rest of the country, providing quality leather finishing of boots, bags, garments, and shoes, and whole hide upholstery leather to customers all over the United States. A major local employer, Pearl Leather is proud to continue this area's long tradition of fine leather craft and pleased to support the broadcast of local high school sports programs on WENT. Pearl Leather, Industrial Park, Johnstown.
Well, folks, this is hardly the position Johnstown wanted to be in. 24 seconds left. Game tied as a number 3 seed against a number 14 seed with 11 straight losses, and that team has the ball.
The only thing in Johnstown's favor right now, believe it or not, is the defensive pressure they've been putting on Scotia. Scotia has had a difficult time putting the ball in bounds. That may be the key right here. The last time Johnstown got the ball, they scored off of it, tied the score 63-all. And if Scotia does inbound the pass, they take up the whole 24 seconds and wait for one shot.
Why wouldn't you? They're not supposed to be in this game at all, and they are. They can play for the last shot and win it right here. They will go full court man-to-man pressure. Having trouble, but they get it into Negus. Double team, but he'll dribble on the left side. Gets it off now to Lewis. Lewis in a hurry, gets across the timeline with 17. Now Rogers, the most dangerous player on the court with 15. He's got the ball against Ruggieri, way out with 12. He throws it to Brett Barr, who makes his first appearance. Barr dribbles to the middle, now to Lewis with 6. Lewis, spin move. Lewis, the running, twisting shot is good! And the game is over! And Scotia has knocked Johnstown out of the sectionals! Or is there a second left? No, there's not. This game is over. Jason Lewis hits a twisting shot at the buzzer, and Johnstown's season is over. The final score is Scotia 65, Johnstown 63, and we'll wrap it up after this message.
Health Assurance 24 hours a day. County in life-threatening situations.
High school basketball on WENT Gloversville, Johnstown, the sports station. I'm Alex Isabel with Mike Cowell reporting the biggest upset that we've seen in sectional play since I've gotten here. The Scotia Tartans came into this Sir Bill's Den 5-15, having lost 11 straight games. But we've talked all year about Johnstown's inability in fourth quarters. It's now 5 times out of 20 they've only outscored their opponents in fourth quarters, and they won't get another chance to do anything about it. Because Jason Lewis, the second best player on the Scotia team, took the ball about 25 feet out on the right side, dribbled through several players and made a twisting fall-away 10-foot jumper with 1 second left, and before Johnstown could call a timeout, the buzzer sounded, and Scotia wins the game 65-63.
You want excitement?
We've had a few buzzer beaters this year.
I'll tell you, for Scotia, the two big men, Jason Lewis, obviously with the game-winning shot, had 21 points in the game. Chris Rogers, their high scorer coming into the ball game, had 19, and Eric Zenner had 13 points. He played a good game off the boards, too. Garth Townley had 8 points, 6 from the foul line. Chris Burmaster had 2, and Jeremy Christo had 2 points, 465. For Johnstown, Bob Abdullah had 2 points. Kurt Dunlap had 11. Mark Wilson had 5. Dan Ruggieri 16. Tim Corbett had 11. Rich Willard had 9. And Hans Litt had 9 points for their 63.
Well, I really didn't think I'd be going through this list, Mike, but this is now the last game in a Johnstown uniform for Mark Wilson, Dan Ruggieri, Derek Roy, Tim Corbett, Hans Litch, and Chad McLean, and Bob Abdullah. 7 of the 14 players were seniors on this team, and this is their last game.
And you had to see the faces of the Johnstown Sir Bills, obviously very dejected after this loss. And, not much can be said. Scotia just came out in the second half. Much different team. A couple breaks went their way. Johnstown took a lot of shots at the basket. Some didn't fall, but I guess they call that basketball.
It took a full minute for Tim Corbett and Dan Ruggieri to move from their positions waiting for a rebound after that shot went in and the game was over. It's a tough way to go out, but Johnstown has had trouble all year long in second halves and fourth quarters, and it really finally caught up to them at the worst possible time. So the Sir Bills I don't want to say end their season 11-9 because there are some rumors floating around about the snowed out Gloversville-Johnstown game. We'll try and keep you posted on that, especially if LaSalle beats Gloversville in our next broadcast, which comes up right in a few minutes now. About 9:30 is our approximate time to get the tape delay version of the LaSalle-Gloversville first-round sectional game from the Dragon's Lair. Tom Roll will call the action for you. And then stay with us Friday as Tom and I travel to Colony for Broad Perth's second-round sectional game against Catskill. Once again, final score tonight, and it really happened. Scotia 65, Johnstown 63. For Tom Roll and Mike Collar, I'm Alex Isabel saying goodnight. High school basketball came to you live on AM 1340. WENT is the sports station.